Well, it's interesting because the same thing happened on Everybody Loves Raymond. It really reminds me of that show, the kind of slow build. We had the same slow build on Raymond, and it can be a little bit frustrating, but I think it's one of those quiet shows that's just really doing its job. It's an amazing chemistry of terrific writers, and then we just have this cast. Neil Flynn is one of the funniest people I've ever met, and the three kids are such pros, and they're really nice kids too, and they're great actors. And when I always know I'm on a good show, and this happened on Raymond too, when I find that the script I get is mirroring what's going on in my life that week, which is happening right now as Frankie tries to make Axel study for the SATs. And I'm doing that right now with two of my sons. And so, and it's exactly the same frustrations, and you're falling down and you're not showing up the way you would like to for your kids or the way you think you should be. So that's when I know that it's a really great show. And if I'm relating to it, I know that America is relating to it. The producers emailed me to say, what do you think about Ray being on the show? And I said, he's so great, and I would love it if it makes sense for the show. And they came up with this wonderful storyline of a flashback to Frankie and Mike's honeymoon, which you'll see in the season premiere. And Ray plays Mike's old high school buddy who crashes our honeymoon. So, I think they did a great job. It's an hour-long episode, and that's just a little kind of flavor of the show. It doesn't take up the whole hour. So I think they just did it in this really wonderful way. I'm so glad Ray was available to do it. Unfortunately, it's because his show was canceled, which was so great. But, it was interesting to work together in this situation because it's different from Raymond. We don't have an audience on the middle. We shoot single camera. There's no time to rehearse, really. So, as usual, I still knew my lines better than Ray did. I think it's different. I think Frankie gets to be a little more of the Ray Romano of the middle. Does that make sense? Frankie has a lot of flaws. She's fumbling around. She gets upset about things, and Mike has to calm her down from. So I think, she's sort of like Ray in that she makes a lot of mistakes and tries to solve problems in unorthodox ways that never work out well. So I think she has more in common with Ray than she has with Deborah. Well, that's what, they were trying to both prove themselves to me when we were on the set together. And it was kind of sweet to watch, Ray take off his shirt and do push-ups and Neil take his shirt off and do pull-ups and kind of, out-macho each other. It was fun to be fought over. You mean, was I home bitterly not watching the Emmys on Sunday? No, of course not. But, I guess there's so much good stuff on. It's a little bit hard. The field is really crowded. I can't point to one show that was nominated that shouldn't have been. It's all this really funny stuff. I think there's just the one difficulty I would say is there's shows that are in the comedy category that don't strike me as comedies. So that makes the category a little strange. No, what I would say, some of the cable shows are not like classic comedies, so it's just weird. I don't know if they needed like another category for cable comedies and network comedies. I know it's a great show. We got great ratings. We have a wonderful, dedicated audience, and I know the work is quality, the writing's quality, and I'm so thrilled to be able to have this great job. So that's the bottom line. The Emmys and all that stuff is icing on the cake, and I'm pretty sure at some point we'll get nominated for some stuff. And my prediction is that Eden Sher as Sue Heck will be our first nominee. I have 4 boys, 12, 14, 16, 18. We don't go anywhere near Glee. I did not know Cord. He's a lovely guy, and it's so fun to go from having Doris Roberts be my nemesis last season as Brick's 3rd grade teacher to having Cord Overstreet play Mike's nemesis as Brick's 4th grade teacher.